Think about the themes previously discussed. What is white's best move? The relevant theme here is king safety. The best move is bishop takes f7. And after the trade, bishop takes f7, king takes f7. White can play, for example, knight e5 check, and white has an attack against the black king. And most important, black can never castle to safety because the king is already moved. This means that the king will be stuck in an open center for a long time, and it'll be hard for black to continue development because the rooks will be penned in by a king stuck on f8 or e8. This is one of the main drawbacks to not having the king castled away. The rooks aren't connected, and so they can't play actively in the game. Winning chess games as you face off against tougher opponents isn't just about mating and winning material. Sometimes our goal is to gain a strategic advantage, like having a long-term developmental edge and a safer king. It would be easy to think of this position as one of trade-offs. White has more pawn development, and black has more piece development. It's important to know how to evaluate such situations. The most important issue here is quality of development. White has complete central domination, and black's knights are stuck on the side of the board, so the development is not so useful. If you focused on central control in your evaluation, then you had your eye on the ball. White is much better. One way to see this is to imagine how easily white can develop all his pieces, while black's game is cramped and difficult to handle. Remember, when developing we want to begin by establishing at least one pawn in the center, holding our ground. Okay, let's say you begin a chess game e4, e5, and your opponent plays queen h5, bringing out the queen too early. It's a bad move that lots of beginners play. How can you develop a minor piece into the center and defend the e5 pawn? Knight c6. Developing a minor piece into the middle of the board and defending the e5 pawn. This way you're responding to your opponent's threat and developing. A lot of beginners try this opening out. Queen h5, bishop c4, and you see white's threat here? White wants to play queen takes f7, checkmate. This is called a fool's mate. So with black now, you have to defend the mate. The best way is to defend the mate in a manner that will allow you to continue with your development. Here there are a lot of moves. You can play g6, blocking the queen's attack on f7, attacking the queen, and also preparing what's called a fianchetto of the black bishop. This is a fianchetto. The bishop goes to g7. Black can continue then, knight f6 for example, and then castling kingside. This is a very stable, well-protected king position. If you play g6, let's say your opponent plays queen f3. Remember, no mechanical thinking. I just showed you want to play bishop g7 to fianchetto your bishop, but here your opponent is threatening f7 again, so you defend it, knight f6. The knight is defended by your queen on d8, your next move will be bishop g7. Now white's queen is moved twice in the opening, and it's exposed on f3. Black has a very good position, because white tried to trap it. Your next move will be bishop g7, castle to safety, and black has a great game. More development.